Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast for this week, the Joy Jolt podcast. My name is Natalie Ledwell, and I am still flying solo while Susie and her husband are having fun in Croatia and having a fabulous time. But I am being joined this week by my very good friend, Kelly Sullivan Walden. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing?
Hello, Natalie. It's so fun to be with you and do this Substack live.
I know. Well, this is your
It's
first
so
one,
exciting.
right?
No, it's
Oh,
my
okay.
first one as a guest. I've dabbled a little on my own, but
Yeah.
it's kind of always very messy. So I'm learning from you.
Great. Well, we have more joy and fun when we do it together. So,
Yes, that's true. And my motto has been bless the mess, and
yeah.
it's all PS and it's always a mess.
Yes. Just varying degrees, I think. It's
Varying
varying degrees of
degrees.
mess.
Yes, exactly.
So you will find Kelly here on Substack as well. So Kelly Sullivan Walden is where you'll find her. She is a multiple author, best-selling author. And Dreamer Festing is her brand. It's her modality. It's her way of helping us to connect with our joy and to create life the way that we would like it, but through the messages and the power of our dreams. So just walk us through how that works.
Well, first of all, I loved that you said messages of dreams. And I just thought the messiness of the messages. Yeah, I'm kind of in the mess of it all. And dream work is really about wordplay, playing with the words and looking at them and taking a pause. There's something about dream work that has us think symbolically and has us not take things so literally. And maybe one way of being in the problem is being in the concreteness of things, being in the black and whiteness of things, in the tangibility of things.
Yeah, I call it the minutia. You're in the weeds, in the minutia.
Yes, in the thick of thin things. But the moment we think symbolically, even playing with the words or thinking, oh, a window, when a door closes, a window opens, even just thinking symbolically, we literally are shifting from our limbic brain, which is like our caveman survival brain, to our prefrontal cortex, which is much more creative and much more able to think in loftier, more visionary ways. So there's more possibilities in that. So it's become my practice. I didn't know it was going to become my practice, but it has, to think about a dream and carry at least one from the night before into my life. If my dog wakes me up, if a siren wakes me up, then I grab a dream from another day and I just kind of carry it around with me like it's my invisibility cloak. And I let that dream inform me and guide me. Like the dream I'm carrying with me today is a dream that I had actually a while ago, but it's been coming back to me lately, and it's like it wants to be known. And it's a dream where I call it the mermaid throne. There was a book out called The Mermaid Chair, but in my dream there was this lavish, beautiful seaweed, jewel encrusted throne at the bottom of the ocean with this very mossy, mushy seat. I could still feel the smush of like sitting on it. And the magic of sitting in this throne. I don't need to give you the whole context of like the story around it. That was the most special part of the dream. But sitting in that throne on the bottom of the ocean floor, I could breathe down there, and all the troubles were like little waves that were at the top of the ocean that just kind of fluttered above me. I didn't need to concern myself with those. There was this depth, treasures at the bottom, the whales, the sea creatures, and this peace that passes human understanding. So today, it's a hot day in Southern California, so I'm thinking very watery today. That dream is making me feel cool, and it's bringing me to a place of, it might not sound like a joy lives at the bottom of the ocean floor, but there's for sure a lack of drama down there. And in the lack of drama, there's an openness to the joy, to the jewels.
Yeah.
So that's a long-winded way of answering your question, I think.
Yeah. So, all right. So I have so many questions. Because for example, because I think that dreams don't always seem to make sense or linear? Do
Yeah.
they always mean something, or is it
Yes.
just sometimes just
Yes.
it's sort of floating around in your subconscious?
Yes, and it depends on the lens we're looking at them through. I mean, if we, for example, I lived in Japan, I lived in France, I lived in Spain, and those countries, I didn't know the language of those
Mm,
places, so I could have easily said, "Oh, those people aren't saying anything. I mean, they're just going, 'Blah, blah, 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 blah,'"
yeah.
you know. But then you learn the language a little bit, you're like, "Oh my God, they're actually saying something. These people are having conversations.
Mm,
What?" And so it's dreams speak a language, and I would dare say it's our first language. It's
right.
our most primal language, and it's the language that is universal. It's the
Yeah.
language that was written on the cave walls. So our every dream is saying something. Some dreams are saying more than others. Some dreams are certainly bigger than others, but
Mm,
I think every single dream has wisdom, is coated in wisdom, dripping in wisdom.
okay. And so, what happens if you're having these dreams that you feel are a little angsty? Like I get a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
those, and like they're
Yeah.
exhausting. I'm like, ugh, well,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
think about how annoying it is to have an indicator light come up on your dashboard when you're driving that says like check your oil or the tire pressures. It's like, ugh, that's annoying. I've got
Mm,
plans. I'm doing things. But wouldn't you rather have that indicator light come on than to
yes.
not have it?
Yeah.
It's a lot less trouble to pull over to the side of the road or go to the Pep Boys or wherever you go to check your engine or check whatever and then say, "Oh wow, I needed a little oil," or "Oh, I
Mm,
needed some water," "Oh, I needed some." It's just like that. I mean, having an angsty dream is saying, "Let's course correct, honey. Let's work something out internally so that we don't have to do it externally." I'm actually working on a book I've been threatening to work on for a long time, and the working title right now is The Lazy Girl's Guide to Spirituality. And
oh,
because
okay.
I think dream work is next to laziness, which is next to godliness. It's lazy to do dream work because we get so much more done in an efficient way. We don't have to be like Sisyphus and push boulders up hills all day long. So let's imagine we have an angsty dream where we're running, we're being chased, we're fighting with somebody, and but if we take it seriously and we go, wow, let me maybe I need to send a note to that person, or maybe I need to do some forgiveness work, or
Mm,
maybe I do need to check my bank balance, or maybe I need to do something, and you do it and things are smoother. I mean, that's a much smoother way of things going rather than, oh my God, my lights got turned off because I didn't pay attention to the wisdom of that dream that was
right,
doing
right,
it
right.
was doing something very wise and helpful. But
Yeah,
we often will say, ugh, it was just a dream, or that's so annoying.
yeah.
It's as practical as an indicator light on your dashboard.
Yeah, because I was, I have just came through a very stressful time,
Yeah.
and but my dreams were stressful as well. And I'm like, okay, I
Mm,
need a rest at night. Don't let me know.
true.
My reality is bad enough as it is. Like,
Okay,
you know,
let's talk about that for a second. So
yeah.
I was on the news for a while talking about sleep working dreams that are just like this, where people are saying, I'm
Mm,
working hard all day long, and then all night long, I am still working. I need a break. So there's a solution to that. And here's the
okay.
very simple, practical solution. Sometime before you go to bed, do a little journaling. And in your journaling, it could just be stream of consciousness journaling, but if you want to get down to it, you say, what's the list of the things I know I need to do tomorrow? So you kind of give yourself the list so your subconscious mind sees that you don't have to think about that when you go to sleep tonight.
Right.
That's like you've already handled that. You already know you need to call the plumber. You already know that you need to call that new employee and have that conversation. You already know that consciously. So your dreams are like, oh, she got the message. We can do other things in the
Yeah.
dream. We don't have to just focus on that. And here's the other little trick: read something before you go to sleep that takes your brain somewhere else other than the practical. It could be a lovely spiritual book like The Alchemist or any new spiritual book. It could be Dreamifesting, for
Mm,
example, that is something that gives you a sense of like, oh, I want to dream in a wild, wonderful, fantastical way that has nothing to do with my practical daily life because I've got it handled. I'm paying attention in
yeah.
my waking life, but now I want to go somewhere else. So you can direct it by reading a book or I would say read a book rather than watching something.
Yeah.
Idea.
Yeah.
That's my
Well,
suggestion.
yeah, because
Oh,
that
oh,
was
oh, oh,
another.
one last thing. One last
Yes.
thing. Also,
Yes.
you could do a gratitude list of 10 quick things that you're grateful for. Gratitude, going to sleep inside a grateful space
Mhm.
brings you into a whole different series of dreams. There's been all kinds of studies and research on that. Okay, back to
Yeah. Because that was one of my questions. It's going to go, can we, if we're trying to get ourselves back to joy and to be in that frequency as often as possible,
you.
can
Mhm.
we influence our dreams
Yes.
to be able to create that?
Yes. Yes. So it's interesting. I just did a workshop with my wonderful friend in this TV show I'm working on, Anthony Pietro Monaco. It's a show about past lives. So I'm a hypnotherapist. So I
Mm,
do dream work, past life regression. They all kind of weave together. But I was talking about dreamifesting and how dreams. Everybody was giving me what they thought dreams meant, and basically it's all very spiritual and kind of otherworldly. And then manifesting, which is the other part of dreamifesting, we talk about how it's also can be magical, but it sometimes is of the ego. It's like
hmm
I want the house, I want the car, I want the boyfriend, I want the status, I want these things, and they're sort of in opposition to that part of us, that spiritual part of us that doesn't give a crap about those things. It's like I just want you to grow and glow and wake up to your magnificence. So sometimes dreams and manifesting can seem opposed to each other. However, there's a place where they intersect, where they can actually come together. So if you think about what you want, and so let's do this. Do you want to be a guinea pig? Do you mind that?
Yes. Yes, I would love to.
Okay, so just think of one thing that you want to have more of in your life on the very human, physical plane, even on the ego plane. That's fine. The ego is not a bad word in my world. So
Okay.
think,
Yeah.
give me one thing that you'd like the genie. I'm the genie. Ding.
hmm
I will bring to you today.
Well, I'd like more money. So, do I need a specific amount?
No, not for
Okay.
not for this necessarily.
Okay.
So go ahead, but think about, but you can think about what that number is.
Yes.
Okay, so you
I
got
got
it?
it. hmm
All right. So I want you to step into your imagination, that world between worlds, and I want you to imagine I am a genie and poof, boom, your wish has come true right now.
Okay.
Right now. So
Right.
take a breath and notice. Ooh, so for whoever's watching, just look at her. Look at the look on Natalie's face. There's like
Mm.
almost like, there's this peacefulness that I'm witnessing, and like this does feel like a bubble of joy. But what are you feeling? What's different about the way?
I'm feeling I'm feeling like grounded confidence. I'm
Yes.
feeling security.
Yes.
I'm feeling freedom because I have choice.
Wow.
And
So
I'm feeling excited because of the choices I can make now if I've got that number.
okay. So here's the interesting thing that you just proved for all of us
Mm,
is that those feelings, that grounded confidence, that freedom of choice, you just tapped into it so fully, so beautifully, without necessarily checking your bank account, without checking to see if anything changed. Like it was already here the
mhm.
whole time, that feeling, and you dipped into it so easily, and you got there by imagining having that thing that you wanted. So that thing that you want is very important. So here's how you dream a fest. I talk about the ego goal and the soul goal. You just demonstrated them both. The ego goal is the money and the amount. The soul
Mhm.
goal is that grounded confidence, freedom feeling. So you think about both of those right on the edge of sleep. Right before you go to sleep, you start
Mm.
with the low-hanging fruit of the ego goal because that's the easiest getting in place. And then you say, wow, if I had that already, and you let yourself be that fuzzy bottle of champagne.
Mhm.
You let yourself feel that, and then it's as if you're handing that feeling tone over to your dreams and saying, show me how I can have more of this. And if it happens to be related to the money, then so be it. But maybe there's another way. Maybe there's a much better way. But the feeling is king or queen. So
Right.
there's a C.S. Lewis quote that kind of speaks to this. And he said, Aim at aim at heaven, you get earth thrown in. Aim at
Mm.
earth, you get neither.
Wait. Okay, repeat that again.
Aim at heaven, you get earth thrown in. Aim at earth, you get neither.
Okay.
So, in other words, if we're simply focused on getting the thing we want, then often, even if we get it for a moment, we're in hell. We're not full of that joy, that grounded confidence, because there's this feeling of it slipping through our fingers. So, this is my personal mythology. I align with C.S. Lewis on this, that it is a spiritual journey. Being on this planet is a spiritual journey. We're not just here to have the money. We're here. We're here to have that heavenly way of being, and then we get earth thrown in.
Yes.
We get some of that, or maybe all of it, or maybe more of it. But the
Yeah.
feeling tone is what attracts that to us. And I think if that's what we think about on the verge of sleep, we go to sleep with that on our mind, drenched in that. And then we wake up in the morning paying at least a tiny bit of attention to what we were just dreaming about, even if it seems to make absolutely no sense, even if it feels completely unrelated. We don't know that it is actually unrelated.
Right.
Like the mermaid chair of mine gives me this feeling, like every time I think about it, I feel grounded. I feel wealthy. I feel like I have the jewels of the ocean at my feet. So, what an abstract thing to think about with regards to manifesting the very practical things in my life. But it couldn't be more so. It's very practical, actually.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, because when you're talking a lot about feelings here and how,
Yes.
and I
Yeah.
know how like paramount and most important our feelings are,
Yeah.
especially when we're creating and manifesting and so forth. I was talking to a friend of mine on the weekend, and he was saying how he's got this plan and he's just got to grind it out for a few more years at his job, and then he'll retire and blah blah. Blah. And I go, darling, what I hear you saying is that you're deferring your happiness.
Yeah.
I go, what if something happens to you in the years of grinding, and then you never get there, and you've just deferred your happiness? And this is what I was thinking the other day. Like, joy isn't the goal that we try to attain.
Mhm.
Joy is the point. Joy,
Oh,
it's the point. It is we're meant to be feeling that now. It's like the have do be. We have
yes.
to feel it now.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
and that's what I said to him. I said, it doesn't work that way. You're not going to be happy when you're going to be happy now.
Yes. Oh, exactly. And I can say that there's a season for working hard. There's a
Yeah.
season for reveling in the fruits of our labor. There's a season where there's nothing. There's a season of winter. I mean, and so I mean,
Yeah.
there's been times in my life when if I'm on a book deadline, I'm working all day long, but I find moments then of joy, if not like hours of it, at least moments of it. Can I
Yeah.
at least turn up the music for 5 minutes and dance around the house? Or my dog is a source of pure joy. I can at least have her on my lap while I'm working. Or when my husband comes in, instead of being like, get out, I'm working, I can be like, let's have one big deep dish hug. And
Yeah.
then I get right back to work. And then, hey, could you do dinner tonight? Because I can't, you know? So like, and have, so just little moments of joy.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might swing the other direction. There's a friend of mine, we used to call her Aphrodite on the half shell. She's like, Aphrodite on the half shell calling. Like she was all too well versed at being in joy, joy, joy. But then when it came time, like all of a sudden there was like, oh shit, I need money. And there was this like she hadn't prepared for it. So she had to go to the opposite extreme and be like, "Ugh," full Athena, if we're going to be in the Greek pantheon. We
Yes.
went from Aphrodite to Athena, which
Yeah.
was a hard shift for her. And the message, I think, is to have a little drop of Athena in our Aphrodite and a little drop of Aphrodite in our, I don't know, drop a little bit of them in all of what we do, even if whatever the season may be.
Yeah, I agree. I totally. Well, guys, we are going to head into now our deeper conversation. So thank you for joining us here. Our Deeper Conversation is for our paid subscribers. And we'll be talking specifically about what practices we can do on a daily basis that, leverages our dreams, that can help us have these, I call them like injections of joy throughout the day. We don't want to be feeling joy 100% of the time, because it's important for us to feel the full range of emotions. But we do want to make sure that we can marinate in joy whenever we want to, because that's what helps us to raise above the minutia, to be able to see and be optimistic about what our future can hold. And it's only from that place that we can manifest it. So come and join us on the Deeper Conversation. Now, if you're listening to us on any other platform other than Substack, I encourage you to come over, join the fun. You can find us at thejoyjolt.com. It'll take you to mine and Susan's main Substack page. And we give out lots of content. And our whole purpose is to help you find your way back to joy. So even if you're spending 5 minutes on Substack and you come across us and we've got something that's going to raise your vibration and elevate your emotions, that we've done our job for the day. So have a great week, everyone. And we'll see some of you back here for the Deeper Conversation. All right, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.